systemic family therapy is economical in itself. And I think we need to make the training economical as well, so that we attract more people, more professionals in the field, in this much needed field actually, and support them in their journey towards professionalism and professional family therapy. That's why way back 2 years, last TIC meeting, I had proposed this exchange scheme of trainers to help in the training at a European level and support agencies and institutions, training institutions to have less costly training and professional development. My second point is that crisis often brings complexification of problems. That is, problems become multiple and even more complex because of the dynamics between the social and the personal and the familiar. And systemic psychotherapy training can help in adopting the idea of systems and patterns. And let me just read it from the points I've written there. So systemic psychotherapy training perspective helps in the observation and identification of complex interaction and relational patterns, rather than going into detail of things and get lost in the multiplicity and complexity of problems. So such observation makes problems easier to tackle and solve, because we're dealing with patterns and shapes rather than details of different problems. So it's like finding the common denominator of problems, and I only think about the fractal theory when I think of this concept. So systemic practice kind of simplifies the complex by moving away from the content, from the details, into patterns and shapes and forms. I have a third point as well, which is about the local, about Maltese society. 80% of whose businesses is family business. So an ailing business means an ailing family. That's almost equal, because 80% of the businesses is a family business. So it's really interesting. So failing businesses are failing families, and there's restabilization, the stabilization of the family is important for social well-being, and we know that. So training in family therapy becomes essential if we try to understand the dynamics and the link between economic crisis and family crisis, or family breakdown as we might want to call it. And my fourth point I want to make is that families are often, I'd like to think about families as shock absorbers of society and of politics, and also absorb all social problems, including economic problems. I mean, at the end, it all boils down to the family and the family strength and structure. So understanding the systemic nature of the relationship between societies, families, and also individuals becomes crucial, because there is this unique kind of pattern relationship as well. As individual and relational roles and positions in families change, because crises bring lots of change, not only in dynamics but also in the roles. So training in systemic family psychotherapy in such time of crisis is paramount in the promotion of renewed businesses, renewed balances between being a business partner and a sexual partner at the same time, being a parental partner and a marital partner and a business partner at the same time, which is very complex sometimes. So training in systemic family psychotherapy in such time of crisis is paramount in the promotion of renewed balances, even work-life balances. So example, gender role distribution balance, gender role identity balance, changing conceptions of manhood and womanhood, balance between roles like being a parent and being a husband and wife simultaneously, and being a wife and a business partner, as I said earlier, at the same time.